Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm gonna review this little guy, the DJI Mini 2. Many people call it Mavic Mini 2. It's not. The true name is DJI Mini 2. They removed the name Mavic from it. So first thing I'd like to tell you, because believe it or not, as I said on my other channel and as I said on this one, I actually ordered 3 of these. So I got 3 of these in. I'm gonna keep one for myself because it's such a really good drone. 2 are going to the Ukrainian army. And one thing I'd like to tell you, everybody makes this mistake. Well, no, not almost everybody, because right now we're 2 for 3. If you're gonna send a drone out, and if you're gonna sell it with a memory card, make sure to wipe the memory card before you send it, because I got 2 memory cards. One is for 128 gigs, the other one is 64 gigs. All of the videos the previous owners have recorded on their Mini 2, I have now. My precious. So one guy did kind of screwed me. He lied to me straight up, because this is going to be a long video, by the way, so you might as well just sit back, relax, get comfortable, because I'm going to tell you the whole story. So let's start at the beginning, and I'll get to why I'm keeping one of these, because again, really good drone. I can't say anything bad about it, but let's start at the beginning. So I am in Ukraine. There is a war in Ukraine. One old fart from Russia decided to attack Ukraine. So what I'm trying to accomplish is send drones to the Ukrainian military, Ukrainian army. I had one guy from US give me a couple $100 for a drone. I had one guy from Canada give me a couple $100 for a drone. And I decided to add my own money so I could order 2 drones they can actually use, and send it to the Ukrainian army. So I decided to go with Mini 2 because it's a perfect drone. You can throw it in any backpack, and it has a radius of 3-4 miles. It's really good for recon. Let me show you real quick. So these are the other 2 Mini 2s. I already have them packed. They're exactly the same setup. So it's basically a drone, 1 battery, remote, very good bag, charger, and that's it. No memory card, just like extra propellers. And this is ready to go out on Monday, because today is Sunday. So Monday, first thing in the morning, I will ship. Well, first thing tomorrow, I will ship these out. Another thing that's in those bags is extra set of sticks, because these sticks are very easy to lose. Like, I even kept an extra set for myself. So always gotta have an extra set of sticks. So this guy, I was buying a drone from him, and I'll tell you the stories behind 3 of the drones. So this guy, I was buying a drone from him, and not my first drone I'm buying. I think I bought like several dozens of them so far, used. And the questions I ask usually, how many cycles does the battery have? How many, like, what's the condition of the drone? Did you crash it? Did it have any crashes? And the guy said, oh, it's practically new. There's like, I've had only 2 flights on it. There haven't been any crashes. The drone is practically brand new. So I gave him a fair offer for a brand new drone. When I got the drone, it had, how many cycles did it have? I think it had like 26 cycles in the battery. It had over 50 flights. So cycle and flight is a different thing. A flight is when you take off and land. That's one flight. You can have several flights per cycle. It crashed several times. The front LED, which is a really cool thing, by the way, on this drone. You can turn it on or you can keep it off. Really neat feature. Front LED does not work. It had one of the arms a little nicked, so it was busted. I could immediately tell that propellers were switched out, maybe even several times. So I wrote him like a nice message. I said, you know, you lied to me. You said the drone was new. It was not new. It had several crashes. It had almost 30 cycles in the battery. It had over 50 flights. I don't appreciate being lied to. The guy never got back to me. So the second drone, I actually ordered it from US, came exactly, like, I don't know who the guy is. I ordered through eBay exactly as described, like word for word. Everything that was wrong with it. Drone was practically new, 3 batteries. Each battery has 3 cycles on it. The guy was a professional because that's only what professionals do. They try to have equal cycles in each batteries. So that's perfect. And the third drone I ordered, I think I was ordering from a girl, but the videos on the card are mainly of a guy. Oh, drone is brand new. Like literally, this is the drone that came in. It's brand freaking new. One battery has 2 cycles on it. The other battery has 0 cycles on it. I was shocked. Also got a really nice case for it. So I'm keeping one for myself. And before I begin the review of the actual drone, let me tell you where those two are going. So as I got into drones in Ukraine, it's a very small community. I met a guy who has trained hundreds of pilots in Ukrainian army to fly drones. And we hit it off. I mean, he lives only about an hour away from me, and I traded a Mavic 2 Enterprise from him for one of my Hotel Evos, and I sold him another Hotel Evo, so we constantly keep in touch. So the most difficult part is to find where the drone should go, which unit the drone should go to, who needs it most. So I called him up and I'm like, I have 2 drones. I told you I was gonna get 1 drone, but you told me you needed 2. So I have 2 Mavic Mini 2, I have 2 Mini 2s. I'm gonna send you on Monday. He's like, that's perfect. I know exactly. There are 2 small recon units that that need drones. I know exactly where to send them. I'm like, that's perfect. I'm sending them to you on Monday. That's our whole conversation, because everybody's trying to like help in every way possible. So those drones will go out on Monday. I'm very happy, very excited. I really hope they will save some lives. Even if they save 1 life, even if they prevent 1 freaking injury, it's all been worth it. So those are going out. This, I will set everything up. I will learn to fly it really good. And it's a really nice drone. I'm about to review it and I'll show you everything about it that you need to know in case you're wondering whether or not you should purchase this. But I'll get ahead of myself and say, if you have money, buy it. Freaking excellent drone. So let's start with the review. Okay, so let's take a look at the Mini 2 up close. This little holder thing comes with the Fly More combo. It is very convenient. It is very good to have, and I'm definitely keeping this because it keeps propellers in place. The drone itself weighs very little. And you can tell it's a Mini 2 as soon as you remove the gimbal cover. Right here, it's a 4K camera. It's a 3-axis gimbal, which you want in a video drone. If it was just a drone for any other purpose, you could use a 2-axis one. Top arms unfold first, which I always mess up. And then you can do the bottom arms. The drone itself is very easy and very convenient to carry. You can also say it's a Mini 2 by the color of the propellers, because they're orange. Let's see, this one does have a battery in it, so I'll show you the battery, and I'll tell you about the drawback of the battery itself. So here is the battery. It's a 2-cell battery. You have 1 cell, another cell. And it will be enough, well, by the book, if you want to go by specifications. This battery is for 31 minutes of flight, I believe. You will probably see about 25-27 minutes of flight from this battery. But this is more than enough for a really good long flight. There are people, and there is one guy in Kiev that I will probably ask to do this once. This battery, the one that has the most cycles. is no longer useful for me, I will ask him to repack it. Basically what these guys do is they take the batteries apart, remove the cells, put new cells in, and you basically have a new battery. So I'll ask him to repack it because he can make it fly like 35-40 minutes, because he will repack it with different elements, not the ones that come from the factory. So that's always a big plus. The camera, even though it is a 4K camera, it has sort of a tiny sensor. I think it's like a 1/2-inch sensor, which is not as good as some of the other drones, for example, like Air 2S or a Mavic 2 Pro, which have a 1-inch sensor, or a Mavic 3, which has a 4/3-inch sensor. Still, the camera is really fantastic for the kind of drone it is. Right now, in a few days, they're gonna announce the Mini 3 drone, which should have a really good camera. And to be completely honest with you, I'm actually gonna look into buying that drone, maybe. We'll see. But in any case, in the back, you have your USB-C port and the SD memory card port. Now let's talk about the cons or the drawbacks. The first con is actually with the battery. Straight out of the box, there's no way you can charge this battery because you don't have a charger for it. That's a con. I would actually like to see them do, if they have something like this where you can't really, other than this multi-charger right here, because most drones you would have a charger like this. I think this one is for a Mavic Air, where you just take any battery, plug it in, and it begins charging. I want to see that kind of charger for the Mavic, for the Mini lineup. So first Mini, second Mini, and maybe the third Mini. It's good to have a standalone charger where you can just plug it in without having to plug in the drone. I will explain why. When you have, and the guy who, well, the girl who actually sold me this drone, she didn't have the multi-charger, but she had several batteries. Multi-charger came from United States. And when you have multiple batteries, it's problematic to charge them if the only way you can charge the battery is by plugging in the drone, especially if you want to be flying the drone while the other battery charges. That's a drawback. Let's see, what other drawback I want to talk about. I know I had one more. I think that's it, is the fact that you have to charge the drone rather than charging the battery by doing it standalone. Other than that, this drone is, again, fantastic. This little LED light on the front, it can go from, I think there's like 9 different colors or 8 different colors, and you can choose the rainbow mode or a steady mode or a blinking mode. So many different options, also very convenient. Now let's talk about this remote, which I hate. I hate how bulky it is. Again, I've done this review before, but really don't like this remote. I'm not a big fan. So these sticks, they're very easy to lose. The fact that I can't straight up without any adapters put my tablet in here, also a drawback. What else? And it's very heavy. It's actually heavier than the drone. I think the remote weighs like 50 or 100 grams heavier than the drone. So yeah, remote is a big drawback. Don't like it. The only thing that they did do correctly is switching between modes, make it really easily accessible by the thumb, rather than here on the side where it was on a Mavic 2 and on the Mavic 2 model. That's very convenient. The way you fly the Mini 2 drone, I discovered, unless you're searching for that cinematic footage, look at the size of this. I mean, here's my phone. The drone is tiny. So, and it's light. So the footage that you get will be noticeable that it's probably from a Mini 2 if it's windy outside. But if you're looking for cinematic footage, you can set up the Cine mode right here to where your drone will respond slowly to all of the controls. Keep in mind, this drone does not have any sensors. Zero, except for when it's landing. It has 2 sensors on the bottom. So it has 0 sensors. So you constantly have to be aware of its location and its proximity to other objects, because it will not stop. It will run into other objects. So you really have to be careful in Cine mode, because you can set it up to where it's not going to break hard, so your footage will not be jerky. It will actually ease and slow down gradually. Same with turns. It will do everything gradually, slowly. But you can do some really interesting footage, cinematic footage with this drone. The way I fly it is I usually set it to sport mode, because that way I can max out the speed for one, and I tweak the controls to where the drone responds to the controls very much like a FPV drone, because I'm not gonna use this for cinematic footage. I will actually use my Hotel Evo or Mavic 2 Pro for cinematic footage. This is a fun drone. It's a beginner drone. It's the kind of drone you use to learn how to fly, or if you want to get some shots really quick, or maybe even some action shots. Because this little guy can move, let me tell you that. So that's that. Again, no sensors of any kind. Let's see. What are some of the pluses to having this drone? Well, the biggest plus is in the name. It's a Mini 2. Meaning, and I'm not going to shoot any footage right now, because even though it's nice weather outside, it's still illegal currently to fly drones in Ukraine for pretty much everybody. I can if I wanted to. I only have 2 obstacles in the way. One, if I wanted to fly it, I would have to call the local military unit, military chapter, tell them that I'm about to fly the drone. Today is a holiday. I don't want to go through the hassle of that. And 2, there's actually a jamming tower not too far from where I am currently, and there's high risk of losing this drone if it falls into the range of the signal of the jamming tower. So I don't want to do that either. So I'm not going to show you any flying footage, but I did fly the other day at low altitudes, and this thing goes really, really fast. In comparison to the Hotel Evo Nano series, same kind of size drone, same weight. Why couldn't DJI add sensors to the front and maybe even to the back? I do not know, because Hotel was able to do that in the same weight category of the drone. So definitely I don't know why DJI wasn't able to do that. It's limited to 4K footage at 30 frames per second, which you really don't need any more than that to get good footage. Did not fly this one, not the Mini 2, but I did fly the original Mini under all different kinds of conditions, in rain, in snow, in very cold weather. I think I flew it to minus like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, cold weather, very cold weather. It withstood all of it. So I would highly recommend it. Another big plus, and I did test it the other day, it does work. You can actually charge the drone from a power bank. This is my power bank. It's only 10,000 milliamp hours, but it is possible to charge a drone from a power bank. All you need is one of these. USB-A, well, regular USB to USB-C. Plug one end into the power bank, the other end into the drone, you're good to go. So you can charge from a power bank, meaning you can actually take this drone pretty much anywhere, even when in places you have zero power, as long as you have any kind of power bank with you that can charge from USB-C. So you plug one end of the cable into the power bank, the other to the drone. It charges the same speed as if you would plug it into the wall. So that's very convenient. Also, what I would suggest for this drone, and actually for any drone this size, see this guy, he had one, I'll show it. I don't know if it will focus. Not gonna focus. So he had one 128 gig card in the drone. Big mistake, don't do it. It's much easier to get a whole bunch, maybe like half a dozen, 32 or 64 gig cards and swap them out every flight. Tell you why, because the drone is small. If you're gonna shoot in anything less than perfect conditions, you run a risk of losing this drone. And why would you want to lose all of that footage? I do it a little differently. I usually have either a 64 gig card in. I can use 128, but as I fly and I try to shoot one location at a time, I have one card per location. So if I lose a drone in any specific location, there's a high chance I will recover it. But if I lose it and don't recover it, I will only lose the footage from that particular shoot. I will not lose the footage that I've shot before on the drone. The guy who sent me the drone, I had the footage for like 3 months of him flying. Don't do that. And it's a good habit to get into when you come home, to unload all of the footage from all of the cards onto a separate drive, maybe a standalone external hard drive, or maybe even internal hard drive. So it's very good to do that. This way you don't lose your footage in case you lose your drone. Because I have more than one drone, I got into a habit of doing that. And I actually have folders, like I have a Mini folder, all of the footage from my Mavic Mini. I have a Mini 2 folder, all of the footage from my Mini 2. I have Hotel Evo 1 folder, I have the Mavic 1 Pro folder, Mavic 2 Pro folder, Mavic 2. So basically a folder associated with every drone I have. This way, because I don't know, my memory works weird. I remember, like, if I was at the location, I may not remember the date I did the shooting. I may not remember all the specifics, but I will remember which drone I was flying that day. So I will go into my external hard drive, which is like 5 terabytes, and I will look up the drone I was flying, and I'm like, okay, so let's find that footage. So it actually works really well. But again, you don't want to have all of your footage on a card that's inside the drone and nowhere else. Because if you lose the drone, that's it. All of the footage is gone. That's actually one major drawback of the Mavic 3 Cine, is that 1 terabyte internal memory. I understand 1 terabyte is a lot of memory, but if you lose your drone, you lose all of that footage. And people who rely on their memory too much, they don't have that habit of unloading all of the previously shot footage after every single shoot. Sometimes they're like, it's on the drone, it's not gonna go anywhere. No, it's a good idea to unload. Let's talk about this thing for a moment. If you're gonna get a Mini 2, I'm actually gonna show you this case. This case, design of it is genius. And the design of it is mainly because of this thing right here. In the case right here, you have 2 batteries that actually have specific spots, see, right there. And this thing, the multi-charger, goes on top of them. So you get to keep it empty. And 1 battery is supposed to be in the drone. Tell you why that is. Very early on with this DJI Mini 2, people noticed, and this happened to me as well, because when I received this drone, this happened. If you leave your battery or batteries in this charger after charging all of them, the charger will slowly drain your batteries until they're completely discharged. Don't know why that happens. It's a design flaw. When I got this drone, the guy actually had all 3 batteries in the charger. And I go to plug it in, I push the button to check the status. All of them are dead. So I had to, I prayed that there would be enough juice in them to revive them. And because the package got here so fast, there was, and all of them right now are in good condition. So I'm actually relieved because each one of these batteries is 50 bucks. So I could easily be out $150 if I did not have, if those batteries wouldn't charge. But I'll end the video on a note. Doesn't matter which drone you get. Never, this is, I will say it in every drone review video, never fly your drone indoors when you first get it. Always start flying your drone in a wide open space, because I guarantee you, if your first flight with your new drone will be indoors, guarantee you, you will crash it. 100%. You will crash it into the wall, you will crash it into yourself, you may hurt yourself even, but I guarantee it will happen. Maybe not the first time, but you'll like, the first time you'll be like, ooh, I didn't crash it, let's fly it again. Second time you'll crash it. It's just gonna happen. But take care of your drone. It's not a toy. I think DJI writes on their boxes 18 plus. It's not a toy. It's a tool. It's a good tool to have. Right now, because of these little things, we have so many videos and footages in Ukraine of Russian soldiers just basically doing very gruesome things, but you know, they're collecting all that footage for Gaga. So yeah, that. And yeah, take care of your drone, and it will serve you for a long time to come, because I have some drones that I had for like years, and they're still practically brand new condition. I actually had people tell me when I sold them my old drones, they actually contacted me. They said, dude, I don't know how long you had this drone. It's in perfect shape. It's perfect condition. And I'm like, yeah, I try to keep my drones in the best shape possible, and I sell them for fair price. That's why every time I list a drone for sale, they're gone like that. The last drone I sold, I think I put it up for sale. Not cheap. It was my Hotel Evo 1. I put it up for sale for like 1,200 bucks. It was gone within an hour of me putting it for sale. And I sold it with 5 batteries. I have only one Hotel Evo left, and I'm just waiting for the war to be over so I can fly it. So here's the thing. I will add this. If you want to help Ukraine win this war, the way I do it is I find drones for the army. You can send me some money for the drones. When I collect enough, I'll buy a drone, I'll send it to the place where it needs to go. All the information in the description of this video. Best way to send the money is through through PayPal, directly to my PayPal account. Again, for me to buy any kind of drone, like these little guys in Ukraine and in US, basically, even if I ordered from US in pristine condition, used, after I pay customs and everything else, basically one of these guys is like $500, between $500 and $600. So that's how much drones cost. Anything else, not good enough, because there's not going to be enough range on it. Those guys, the recon teams, they need range of at least several miles. The cheapest drone you can buy for that kind of money is the Mini 2. Then you get into higher end drones, and there the sky is the limit. Because I honestly actually seen they let me play. You can see it in my other videos. Well, I didn't show it because of this. It was at the actual on location. But they let me play with a $10,000 drone, so that one had thermal, and I've seen drones go as high as $300,000 used by Ukrainian military. So there you go. And those are just the recon drones. I'm not talking about the other kind of drones that carry special gifts for all the bad boys from the Russian army. So thank you guys for watching. Really would appreciate a like and a sub, and if you can donate some money, that would be great too. See you guys later.